Hi everyone, it's Tiana. Thank you for joining. I see that there's a few of you waiting online. And also everyone say hi to Devin. She's going to be helping out today as with questions and jumping in. Hi Dev. And I'm going to set up a little, make sure I have everything. Hope you guys are having a wonderful Tuesday. And I see that there's a poll. I'm so sorry to disappoint because I see that clearly you all have a favorite autumn plate, but I'm not going to be featuring any of those today, but that's okay. So 40% of you like M022. Definitely add your vote into the poll there. Let me get this out of the way so I can see. Okay, dude, what's up? Computer doesn't want to do what it's doing. Anyway. Hi everyone, it's Tiana from the Maniology team here with our weekly live every Tuesday at 1:30 p.m. Hawaii Standard Time. You can find us here on another nail snapping journey, whether it's a tutorial, technique, or hack. We're here to discuss the details, and I'm so happy you could join us. So hello. And we're in the heart of autumn season, and what that means, fall colors. I am still living for Halloween right now, so I'm using this is probably going to be my last Halloween manicure of the season. But, lately we've been getting asked to feature color palettes. So let's make a start with none other than a fall palette. For me, I don't know about you guys, but when I think of fall, of course, outside of Hawaii, because it's still hot as hell over here, I'm thinking of warm colors, browns, burgundies, rust oranges. I'm really feeling those colors. Basically any color that is, like the color changing of like leaves and stuff, dark blues and metallics. So if you can imagine, this is what I'm bringing you all today. And I'm going to be showing 5 color palettes to fit the season. Each palette has 3 colors. And what I love about each palette is that I think if you wanted to take away a color or two, you definitely could. Again, we're talking about creativity. So I want you to remember that creativity is not supposed to be difficult, daunting, or stressful by any means. And it definitely should not be unrealistic. Creativity is not a one-size-fits-all situation, and we're here to encourage you to express your creativity in whatever form it comes in based on what fits you and your lifestyle. So today I'm going to give you an easy guide to 5 palettes that you can simply reach for when you have no idea what the heck to do. So I hope this live, you find it to be helpful. So first I'm going to introduce some colors, and actually before I get into that, let's just talk about color. So I think normally when people choose colors for them, perhaps are looking at their skin tone, just in general colors that they like. But I'm gonna clue you into something that I actually really enjoy using, and I reach for kind of often. Might be kind of silly, but I have this sitting at my desk, which is just a color wheel. Now, I don't want to get into like the specifics of, color and all this kind of stuff, but I will kind of show some really cool things and perhaps like some really, important things that I believe between Dev and I, we kind of always mention in any of our color comparison videos or anything that has to deal with color. I can foresee that we're going to be talking about color a little bit more. So I just wanted to kind of quickly pop in this color wheel, and it's super cool. It's 2-sided, and it shows like the primary colors, like the red, the yellow, and blue. It has like this guide in the center here. And again, it shows like the triad or the primary colors. Then it goes into, the secondary colors and the tertiary colors. So anyway, again, I don't necessarily want to get into too much of that, but using this as a guide is really, really helpful. So like say for example, you have red here, and then it shows you what the complementary color is, which is green. So it's such an easy to use guide. And then another thing too, which I think will be very helpful, is looking at this right here. So I know a term that we always use in our lives are warm colors and cool colors. I know sometimes even for me, I'm still kind of like, oh, that looks kind of warm and that looks kind of cold. But I think the basics of understanding warm colors versus cool colors is warm colors on this half of the scale are colors that tend to run on more on the red kind of yellow aspect of the color wheel here. So you see warm colors, you have like these, the red violets, red, orange, yellow, orange, and yellow spectrum. When we say cool colors, we have this spectrum over here that are cool colors running in like the blues. So think of violet, blue, greens, and yellow greens. That's the cool spectrum. So anyway, reaching for this when I'm looking for colors for my own nails is really, really helpful. And if you don't have one, perhaps getting one might be kind of cool, really cool tool to have. So anyway, okay, let's go ahead and just introduce the autumn colors I have. And then I'm gonna jump into, you know, how these palettes can be used to stamp an autumn design using the palette and one stamping plate. So, you know, I wanted you to see how each color combination transforms the stamp design. And then of course we'll have a little vote at the end, which I know you guys all love. So stick around. And then, I know I didn't mention this, but if you love this video, you love our content and everything, go ahead and click the subscribe button. We would love for you to watch more of our videos. Okay, so because I named all of these palettes because I am a dork like that. So the first palette that I have, I named Pretty in Neutral. I know. I really like this palette, and so basically it includes Toko Toucan. Really, really love this color. Next one is Dovetail and Skin Deep. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and swatch this out for you. So I have some swatch sticks. This is super words. So anyway, if you didn't know, we actually have these online. It's super helpful for swatching out colors. It comes with 50 sticks. I've only put a few onto this ring, but comes like this, and it actually has 3 tips on 1 stick. So how helpful is that? So I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the colors on here. Then that way you'll be able to see what the palette looks like. And then we'll go ahead and do, hi Amethyst. I saw somebody asking about the color on my nails. I'm using gel. So let's see, does that work? That's probably a little more helpful, huh? I'm actually using gel. I'm trying to think, maybe there is a color, but it's like a lavender. I'm trying to think of the brand. It's either F Gel or Fiote. Okay, so that's the Toko Toucan, which is a gorgeous, like, salmon-y. It's a salmon that has like little gold shimmers in it. Super pretty. And this is Dovetail, which is like a gorgeous kind of dark taupe. And this also has like some really small micro shimmers in it. And last is going to be Skin Deep, which is just kind of like a beige color. You know what I think I should have done first is take off the stick because it's now gonna have to dry. Duh. So I'm gonna do that right now because I really should have thought about that before I put everything on the ring. So I'll just leave that here on the side. Okay, next palette I have is called Warm and Rich. So again, kind of bringing in the neutrals with like a beautiful burgundy. So one of my go-to colors for like the autumn is oxblood. So oxblood is like a really rich color that is like a reddish. It definitely has purple in it. I want to say something kind of close to this. This has like hollow glitters in it, or sorry, like micro shimmers. But that is definitely a go-to color for me. So you'll see the theme that reoccurs because I have another color that kind of leans more towards the purple side, but it kind of still gives that oxbloody vibe. So this color is Aphrodite. And if you're wondering, this actually has a lip over here, so if you're painting, it won't, you would have to really press down in order to get, you see that little hump there? So it doesn't get on the stick. I guess if you wanted to label and stuff like that, that would be pretty cool. Okay, the next color I have is Arabica. This color, individually is actually not on our site anymore. However, it still is in a set called the Mythos set, and it's such a gorgeous, gorgeous brown. Okay. And then coconut. Coconut is like a beautiful, it's like a ecru, is that what you call it? Ivory. Definitely has more yellow in this color. Okay. So what did I name this? Warm and Rich, right? I have to. That was just like a creative little touch there. The next one I have is called Berry Fall, which, looking at this, definitely speaks very berry. And so we have Sweet Berry here, which is like a, I want to say it's kind of like a fuchsia color. And you have Maple. And we have Viper. So again, kind of, this is definitely more purple than the red for like the oxblood color that I'm talking about, but this is still a very gorgeous color. Let me open this up. So today I'm going to be showing you 15 different polishes. So we've got a lot of stuff to talk about. Oh, I think I saw somebody's comment saying the berry collection is their favorite so far. Okay. Yeah, that is a really gorgeous color. And now I'm coming in with Maple. I won't lie, my go-to is not like reds. But this collection, I was like, I could definitely use this. So funny because I think Devin can agree. Working here at Maniology, sometimes it doesn't really allow us to do the things that you see us doing on ourselves. um, you know, we might think it's something like super cool or whatever, but doing our own nails it's such a task, you know. We wish we could. Actually, I wish somebody else would do my nails, but you know, sometimes you just don't have the time. Right, Dev? So there you go. Berry fall. The next collection I have is Kickin leaves because I feel like this definitely screams your quintessential autumn. So here we have greenhouse, which kind of has, it's, I want to say there's like a gray tinge to it, this green, but it's gorgeous green. Definitely something I reach for a lot. This color I also reach for all the time, Gold Rush. Use it almost every time I need a gold. I feel like it's a really true gold. You know, it doesn't lean towards like the orange or like the super, super yellow. A really nice true gold that I just love to reach for. And then this is Indio, which is again bringing in that orangey rust color. Not so much red, but very orangey. And I love this, the warmth of this color. Okay, because I'm not aware of plate numbers, yeah. What is plate M022? Can anybody tell me what like signature designs are on that plate? I'm trying to think. I'm just like, what plate is that? Because it seems like 36% of you guys really, really like that plate. So far, are you guys enjoying the color selections? I think any of these you can really reach for. Again, the idea here, I like the idea of an accent nail. You know, of course, I feel like giving 3 colors, that was just a preference of mine. Figured, you know, kind of spice it up a little, but that's not to say that you couldn't just take out one color. You know, if I feel like sometimes too, making color combinations, simplest is best. 2 colors is perfectly fine. Why did I close that? I have no clue. I'm going to be using these colors. And here is Gold Rush. So here is Kickin leaves. So you know what I was saying. I mean, look at this color combination. If you wanted to take out the orange and just use the green and gold, you could do that. If you wanted to take out the green and just use the gold and orange, you could totally do that too. You know, so any of these combinations, if you didn't want that much color, you just want the gold, you could wear it like that. So again, even if your life is only calling for a solid color, you can kind of just use the color palettes as a guide for you. You can make it as difficult or as simple as you need it to be for your life. Okay, and the last color palette, which to me was kind of not odd, but just a little different because again, you know, I'm actually bringing in a cool color for this, but I'm sorry, I had to. So this one is called Autumn Spaces. That's what I put. I am so in love, and I think Dev will say so too. I know we reach for this color all the time. This is Harlequin, and it is a gorgeous tealy blue, leaning more towards blue though, but you can definitely see that there's green. Oh my gosh, this is just a lovely color. Love this color. Again, I know Dev and I, we reach for that color maybe a little too often. This is Russell, and this is a really beautiful kind of dark sea foamy green. And Luna. Luna is such a really nice color, just like coconut. It's a nice replacement for like white or something lighter that has a little bit of color to it. A really, really soft gray. And yes, Luna is definitely a must. But Harlequin is a must too. This color is so pretty. You know, and I know it's so funny talking about color and stuff. I used to always shop for blue polishes. However, I didn't used to always wear blue polishes. Isn't that kind of funny? I love looking at blue polish, but I don't know. Just didn't always like wearing them. Is that you too, Dev? Yeah, I know me and Dev are definitely blue polish leaning. Blue leaning. We love our blues. I know she said that in the last video too, that she did. It's probably going to sound really redundant, especially if you've been following us for a long time, watching our lives. But we love blue. I love teals. So there you go. So again, looking at this collection, if you wanted to, you could take out a color, you could take out 2 colors, you know? So again, I think that this gives you a whole lot of options. If you feel like this is too much color for you, don't worry. I feel like the color palette will definitely help to simplify the, according to what your needs are. Okay, so I'll let that dry for a little bit. But of course, we want to get into the good stuff, right? Okay, so sorry, let me kind of skip. M022 is part of the Fall Occasion series, and it's the Friendly Forest plate. Ah, I think that one has like the what do you call the creatures on it, the woodland creatures, right? I could be wrong, but I think I see a squirrel in my head. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, Deb says yes, so that's the one. Okay, so let me just move these on the side. I believe they're kind of dry. Let me just move that. No. Okay. Let me move these. And it's so cool. Once these are dried, you can go ahead and put them on your ring. And you can even label it too. I don't know. I might be a nerd and put my collection name over here too. I don't know. We'll see how nerdy I feel after. I might just do it. Okay. So, just like you saw in the thumbnail, I actually swatched out, not swatched out, did a few designs for you using the same color palette that I just showed you, okay? So here, this is the Berry Fall color palette. So I'm using these 3 colors here. So what did I say? Berry, Maple, and Viper. No. Yes, Viper. I'm sorry. Using those 3 colors, and this is the design I came up with using all of those colors. I'm gonna create 2, because again, we don't want to be here all day, right? I'm trying to show you guys what you can do, but you don't want to see me doing the same design 5 times, right? So, but I just wanted to show you basically what those 3 color palettes look like. Now, using that same design, we'll go to the next one, which is Kickin Leaves, okay? So that's using, oh, what did I say? Gold Rush, Indio, and Greenhouse. Okay. So I know sometimes you just watch it out, then you don't really get to see what the design aspect looks like, but that's what I wanted to show you here. So there. So this looks really simple. One thing I want to mention is that I know it is a personal preference. As you can see, for me, I don't have a problem wearing clear nails. I really like the look of it. However, some people don't. Some people really do not like seeing their nail in the background. So my suggestion for you would be to use, you could use like a Luna or something that's like our, we have a concealing or a brightening base coat on top of your nail, which doesn't really add much color. It kind of neutralizes the nail. And then you can go ahead and stamp over it. In this case, I was just thinking as like a plain background just with like a base coat. But if that's your preference, go ahead and do something as a base coat. So there you go. Okay. And then lastly, I wanted to show the autumn spaces. So this one is using Luna, Russell, and Harlequin. My favorite color that I couldn't even remember. So there you go. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you two palettes, the Pretty and Neutral and the Warm and Rich, how you go ahead and achieve that. So let me bring you in a little bit closer. I'm gonna lay down my napkin. Okay, so over here all I did was swatch out the Toko Toucan, which is like that really dark kind of salmon-y color. I love it. And then when you look up closely, you can see like the micro shimmers of like the gold. Very pretty. And the middle color is just Skin Deep. Okay. The plate I am using today for the design is M333. Go ahead and shut this off so you can see a little better. Okay. So this has a lot of cute kind of imagery for the season. So the main image I'm going to use for like my accent pieces is this design, and for the middle nail I'm going to use the pumpkin spice and everything nice. And actually I'm going to also be taking apart, deconstructing this top part of the acorn, and that's how I achieved those little accent bits over here. So I just kind of took it apart. So let's go ahead and make a start. So I'll go ahead and do my, I guess what would be like the two accent nails here. And for this, I am going to use, let's do Dovetail. Well, you can see like that really like silvery micro shimmer in the taupey color here. And let's see, I got my ice cube stamper. Let's go ahead and give that a try. We don't waste anything here. If it's still sticky, we still use it. Okay, and where is my scraper card? I figure I go folly. So this like kind of brown mustardy color for my scraper card. okay? I really, really like how this design came out with. Yeah, of course, we're rolling with the punches, right? Oh, goodness. Happy live. Alrighty. So I'm gonna do the other accent nail, which would, in essence, I guess in my mind, this would go on your pinky. Okay. Okay. And so that is accent nail number 2. Let me see if I can come in just a tad. See a little closer. Now I'm going to be working on this middle nail using the same nail plate. So the accent color we are going to use is the Toko Toucan, which is this color. And I'm going to go ahead and pick up that pumpkin spice and everything nice design right here. Let's just isolate any of the designs that we don't need. Okay. So there's that. This is going to be a really subtle design, so I think it's perfect for somebody, again, if you want to do something that's like really soft, neutral. And I'm going to deconstruct this design because I just want to take the accents on either side of the acorn. So the color I'm going to use is go back in with the dovetail. I'm going to pick up this design. So that's really light, and I'm not going to be so bold as to stamp both, so I'm just going to isolate one side. I'll just have to pick that up, design up again. Okay, so that's what's left. So I'm going to stamp that design on the top. I'm going to pick up that design again. Let's clean it to help ensure that I get a good pickup and do the process again. And now I'm just going to take the other design. Okay. And let's go ahead and just kind of frame it. Okay. So that's what really soft and subtle. Okay. What do you guys think of this pretty and neutral? It's meant to be a really soft, subtle design. Okay. So it's nice because I feel like this palette has something for everybody. It depends on the mood, the function, the season. So next, I feel like with the Aphrodite color, it's going to add a little bit more punch to it. So Let's do that. So I already swatched out the Aphrodite color, and then you can kind of see like it's beautiful hollow. Let me just kind of move that. So pretty. Okay, and I also did swatch out the center part, which is coconut, kind of ivory color. So let's go ahead and do the accent nails just like how we did the other ones. And with that, I'm gonna do the Arabica, which is this beautiful kind of, it is brown. I'm trying to think, it's like a, oh my gosh, nice, like a latte-esque. Okay. Mocha. Love how that turned out. Okay. I'm going to do that again. I want to do something funny because, you know, I know we always tell you to clean the plate. Yes. I think I'm taking, let's just, for the sake of science, right? Nail science. Do you think that I could get another pickup, another clean pickup? Let's see. I won't lie, off camera, I kind of do this. So. It's definitely a do as I say, not as I do situation. In general, definitely clean your plate. Every time. But it's not to say you couldn't get away with it, though. So like I said, that was just for the sake of science. So far, that's what the manicure looks like. Shh, don't tell anybody else I showed you that, though, okay? Because we're trying to install really good habits. But, you know, sometimes we don't necessarily always follow the rules, right? Okay, so again, now we're gonna go ahead and deconstruct that design. And I'm going in with the Aphrodite. There. Tiana the Rebel. Always. Just, it depends on the design. And I think if you've been doing this for kind of a while and stuff like that, I think you could chance it. However, you know, you may not get the cleanest pickup, so. Just saying. That'll be a little secret between us. And whoever else watches this, of course. Okay. I know it's really hard to see this, but all I'm doing is isolating, and now I'm just left with that little piece that I'm now gonna frame. There. Okay, now I have to do that one more time. So again, should I chance it? I'm going to. Let's see what happens. Are we going 2 for 2? I think we're good. However, not all the design came out. Like, there are some pieces, but the parts that I need came out really nice. So we're gonna go for it. so hard doing, I wish that could have came out straighter, but you know, sometimes that happens. And trying to do this through the lens of the camera. Let me just move this on the side and move the colors on the side. Okay. Let's see. So that is the finish of this one, which is the Warm and Rich palette. And then this is the really subtle looking one, Pretty and Neutral. So we'll call this 1. Is that clear? I feel like if I move out, it might be clear. No? Is that better? Let's. Okay. So we'll call this 1, 2, because nobody's going to remember my names, right? 3, 4, and 5. Do you guys have a favorite palette that you like? What do you think? What do you think? I'm trying to fit everything into one screen now. I see what the votes come in as. 2 and 3. Okay. Wasn't quite sure how the brown and stuff like that was gonna come out with this one, but I like it. 5. Yeah, this one is really pretty. So again, you know, looking at this, I hope you can see again the transformation of what it looks like when you're using the color palettes, and then also when you're stamping them out. Of course, because depending on the stamp, sometimes especially with a design like this, it's really light, you know, so you don't get like the full punch of like the color. It's just like a really subtleness that kind of peeks through. So the idea of taking any one of these palettes, if you wanted to, you could like just use 2 colors. It's really up to you. One, 2, and 4. All of that. Well, that's awesome. I hope you guys really enjoyed this live. I honestly thought that this was going to be a little bit longer, but we got through it. There's so much to talk about, especially with color, but I hope that you find this video to be very helpful, something to kind of keep throughout the season. Just if you have any of these colors, or if you have colors that are very, very similar, please go ahead and use them and switch them out for any of the colors that I mentioned. In the description, the colors that are used here, I did link them. I mentioned that the Arabica, which is this color right here, is not available individually, but it is available in the set of Mythos. So you can just kind of, save this video for the future and just have really quick palettes to work on. And if you have your favorite nail plate like M022, then maybe you can also do an accent nail that is different. So hope you really enjoyed this live. Let me see if I have any questions. Oh, a lot of you guys like 1. I thought 1 would be a little too subtle. I mean, I'm really in love with the Toko Toucan color, but you know, sometimes subtle is nice. So, ooh, Monica mentioned that the color wheel is available at Hobby Lobby. Unfortunately, in Hawaii, we don't have Hobby Lobby here, but I've had this color wheel, and if you're just joining us, this is a color wheel that I showed at the beginning of this video. But again, there's so many different color wheels. Find the one that you like best. And I use this all the time as a really helpful tool to pick out colors. But you know, sometimes you just go with your gut and find what works for you, or you can find its complementary color. You know, say for example, if you forgot the color spectrum from art history or an art class from several years ago. So it's been a while for me, but again, I find like this is really something helpful to reach for. And it gives like all different descriptions. Another thing too, really helpful. I know I kind of gave cool colors, warm colors. Again, I think even Deb has one on her desk too. It's just something to quickly reference. But I don't really see any questions coming in, but thank you so much for joining. Definitely subscribe to us, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any lives and any more helpful content that you may find from Maniology. So have a wonderful rest of the week, and stay kind, everyone. Bye. See you guys later.